What's up, guys? Welcome to the Casual Horror Fan channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing Soulm8te, directed by Kate Dolan, starring Lily Sullivan, David Rysdahl, and Claudia Doumit. Synopsis: David, a programmer mourning his wife's death, becomes a beta tester for an android companion named Sarah. After he modifies her code to enhance her emotional capabilities, the relationship intensifies, and Sarah grows increasingly possessive and violent. So this movie, I may have a spoiler. I'll let you know if I do. I said when I watched the trailer for this, I was like, I hope it's not exactly what I think it is, right? And unfortunately, it's exactly what you think it is. That's not to say it's terrible. I feel like people gave this really bad reviews. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just very predictable, and we've kind of seen it before. But let's go through. We're going to go through what I liked, what I didn't like, and my overall thoughts. Okay. So first, what I liked, I thought the leads were all pretty good. The acting is fairly strong across the board. I didn't always love David Rysdahl's performance, but I did appreciate when he was grieving his wife. I thought that was really relatable. I'm not a widower, but I just thought I could actually really empathize with him there. I thought he was pretty strong. I thought Lily as the robot, Lily Sullivan as Sarah the android, I thought she was excellent. Pretty believable. It's a difficult thing to do. I feel like it's sort of like a lose-lose situation, right? So you have to balance being human enough that like it's scary and believable, but not so human that it's like, well, hold on, is this even a robot? I also like the brutality. We're going to have a drawback there as well, but I felt like it's pretty cool. Like when you dig into, well, it's a robot, so it doesn't have the same limitations that a human has, right? It could like learn every martial art overnight. It could, or in a very short period of time. It's not going to feel pain. It's not going to feel sadness. It's not going to feel remorse. All of this could make for something really scary. And with that, the kills were pretty cool and over the top, more gruesome than like what we've seen in these android robot type of films. I also like the tech dystopia setting. It's a step removed from other AI robot movies that are kind of set in like present day or like a little bit, like 10 years past, but like nothing's really that different. Like Companion, I think, is a little bit in the future, but it's like like they just have like a self-driving car, but everything else is basically the same. Part of that might be the setting, but this to me seemed like a genuine critique and a warning of a tech dystopia that seems closer every day, right? It feels maybe 10, 20 years out, honestly, maybe 5 years out. Who knows how quickly things change. And I like that they kind of dove into that technology critique in this. I like that it touches on the growing loneliness epidemic. I think the film should have committed more there. I thought that was powerful. Like, this is a real problem, especially for young men in America and actually throughout the Western world. Yeah, I thought that was important to speak to. Okay, another thing I loved, I thought the closing line was fantastic. I'll always find you. I'll always be in the ether. I thought that was such a cool line. I thought it was such a cool setup for a sequel, although I doubt this will actually get a sequel. Not because it's so bad, just because, I don't know, it went like straight to streaming and it's pretty derivative. We're going to get into what I didn't like. But first of all, I think they should have played in more to this. I think this would have made for a better movie because it's true. Like, she's not a human. She never was a human. She's not a woman. She doesn't have the same limitations as a woman. She could always reach. Yeah, right now she's gorgeous, this beautiful, lifelike entity. But why can't she be a cell phone, right? And why could she explode in your ear? I don't know. I mean, like, maybe that would be goofy. I'm just kind of spitballing off the top of my head. But I thought that was pretty cool. Now, what I didn't like, the story's obviously very derivative before. We've seen the fembot thing. And I think if you're going to do that, you have to give me something a little bit different. And in some ways it does, but it never fully commits. Like, if it had gone into like way more brutal, done a lot more kills, then like maybe it wouldn't have seemed so derivative. I mean, it still would be derivative, but it wouldn't have seemed so derivative. Or if it maybe like dove into like the tech ether and, she's taking on different forms. And I think that could have been pretty cool, but it just never really commits to it. And unfortunately, it does kind of seem a bit derivative. I also thought this is like a minor critique. I thought the dead wife, like him or David being a widower, I think he kind of missed an opportunity. Again, because we're talking about the male loneliness epidemic, I think it would have been more powerful and more relatable if David isn't a widower, but is instead just a guy who never found somebody, right? No, he's not like particularly awful looking, and he has money and he can afford an apartment, but he played video games. He was just a developer and he just kind of accepted this loneliness. And here comes this gorgeous, lifelike thing to fill that void. I think that would have been more powerful, and I would think it would have made for a better story. Although, actually, personally, being a husband, thankfully not a widower, I probably personally found that a little bit more relatable. I think the male loneliness it would have been better for the male loneliness epidemic. Overall, though, I thought this is pretty good. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I know people on the internet did not like this. Did not like this movie. I came in with very moderate expectations, and I think it's pretty good. I think it raises real concerns about technology. It touches on questions about loneliness. I think it has pretty good acting. If you're into robotics, if you're into like tech dystopian films, I think there's a good chance that you'll enjoy this. It's definitely not a bad movie. I give it a 6 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also, please make sure to like and subscribe. It is the Casual Horror Fan channel. I'll see you in the next one. We're out.